X-rated on the beat.
Buy this beat now. You know you like it.
X-rated on the beat.
Hey. Okay. What's going on, gang? Welcome back to BOC Gaming. It's your boy X-rated in this fucking bitch. Let's get it. And before we get into it, make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe jutsu and hit those hand signs quickly, because I get bored if you don't. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about Star Wars, nigga. Big time Star Wars. So it's a few things that I was actually, like, I decided to get a little more invested in Star Wars because there's a lot of shit they popping off with, right? So, y'all know about them creating another trilogy for the Star Wars universe outside of the Skywalker verse, as some fans are calling it. Don't understand fucking why. And they even tried the whole, sad to admit it, the anthology series, which came with Rogue One and the Han Solo movie, which, yeah, I can't hear shit. I hear crickets back there somewhere. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the Star Wars series from 2025 ongoing, because the only confirmation is that we have is that there are projects planned for 2025 to 2030. So we do have those prospects, and there are currently 4 Star Wars films in development, 3 of which are untitled, and one with and Rogue Squadron, which is being directed by, I believe it's Patty Jenkins and Matt Robinson. And all projects included will be produced by Kathleen Kennedy. And for all prior and intensive knowledge, please understand all information presented to you is also subject to change. So anyway, let us begin, and let us begin from the beginning. Now, outside of, the acquisition that Disney does own Star Wars, or Lucasfilm through Star Wars, there have been a couple of projects announced that are in development, 2 of which were confirmed at the during Disney Investor Day back in 2K20. Right, it's 2023. Hard to believe that that's really a thing now. At first, it was talked about. We obviously got an announcement for the director back in May of that year, and it was also being co-written. So the first Star Wars movie is directed by Taika Waititi. I hope I didn't butcher his name. I really hope I didn't butcher that. And Christy Wilson Cairns, or Carnins, whatever. All I know is that those 2 are in charge of the first project, and they reaffirmed that the second film will be titled Rogue Squadron and directed by Patty Jenkins, who is known for her work on the Wonder Woman. Well, I was gonna say trilogy, but it's the Wonder Woman movies now. And the screenplay is by Matthew Robinson. So we do have that. It was also announced that back in 2019 that Kevin Feige and Kathleen Kennedy would collaborate to develop a Star Wars film. So technically there's 5, because we never got any information after that, and the film was inevitably canceled in 2022. So we never got anything from that one. Now on to the more recent, which, by the way, I'm also reading this, so bear with me here. So, however, it says here in February of 2020, it was announced that J.D. Dillard and writer Matt Owens were attached for a project, and this would later be left in the dust after Dillard announced he was no longer attached to the film in November of 2022. And back in May of that year as well, that stated that the project is still being produced and will be moving ahead of its scheduling. And the also previously aforementioned Rogue Squadron by Kathleen Kennedy was stated that they had aimed for a late 2023 release, but had not yet officially scheduled one. So While Rogue Squadron, out of the current Star Wars films, is the only one that has a title, as well as a director and a writer, it is still unconfirmed whether or not we will get a release date for it. And it's probably not going to be this year. I'll be honest with you about that. There's a pretty good chance it won't be. Now, for the most recent at this point is as of September of last year, the Untitled films, and they did not specify which one, stating one film is due December 19th, 2025, and another one is due December 17th, 2027. So each Star Wars film, it seems like they're honestly following behind the sequel trilogy from. I'm sorry. They're following the trilogy, the episode 8 through the 7 through 9 series, which means they're going to release their films 2 years apart. But as of currently, that does not exactly specify anything, because it does not say what films exactly are planned for. It doesn't say the names. It doesn't say anything of that nature. So as of right now, what my consistent idea is, because we are getting Star Wars Day, so Star Wars Day is also this year, so there's really nothing to really worry about on that one. And honestly, I've heard bits and pieces about Rogue Squadron. I'm not saying I honestly haven't took the chance to fucking really look at the trailer. I don't think I remember seeing a trailer online actually. But Star Wars is May 4th this year anyway, so it's like we probably will get something. But it is very likely that Rogue Squadron is going to come out in the 2025 release window. And why I say that, because if they're really going to do, it, and this is just my perspective, right? So Patty Jenkins, we know, is responsible for directing the Wonder Woman movies. She was supposed to direct the third. In fact, she already wrote the script and she had sent it in, but DC turned her down. That's another video for another day. So that kind of freed up her schedule. So it is likely that Rogue Squadron will be the 2025 release, and that is particularly because now that her contract with DC has been terminated, she probably is going to put a lot more effort into that project now that she has the free time to do so. And just by, and I'm going by seniority at this point, because Takia Waititi has had a real lengthy, a real justifiable career as of late. So honestly, it's very likely that his project with Crystal Carnins is probably going to be the 2027 project. Because like I said, like when you really think about it on a molecular level, it kind of makes like his history is like Liddy, like directing Thor 3, then Thor 4, and then what is it? I think he's a director of Jojo Rabbit. I might be wrong, but anyway, like all the movies he's done so far have not been hit or misses. Like he's had a very lengthy and steady career. So it's like at this point, he's probably going to be right after that Patty Jenkins movie, because like it really speaks for his credentials as a filmmaker in general. Like he speaks volumes for just being a part of this. Like, and I feel like now, oh yeah, he's definitely earned his spot. Like especially now, like yeah, he's definitely earned his spot. Like he's earned his spot, and even though he hasn't really had a directorial history for too long, like his biggest credits are Thor 3 and 4, and that right there, I guess that speaks volumes considering how well the movies did, obviously. So we definitely have to put that in perspective for a few minutes. Like he really did come up with Thor 3 and 4, and they were executed very well. So it is likely that the Patty Jenkins is going to be the 2025 release, and Takia Waititi's project, which Rogue Squadron and Takia's film is Untitled. So it is very likely Star Wars Day we will not only get a release date for the Rogue Squadron film, but we will most definitely get that Squadron film in 2025. It's infinite possibilities at that. And the fact that they've already said they have more anthology series planned and stuff like that, you know, and what is really crazy is that they turned the Obi-Wan series into a television series because it was originally going to be a movie, but because of how bad Han Solo did, nah. And they even said that back in 2019 that they do intend to make more, even though, you know, they didn't do so well. So honestly, at this point, it seems like it's a pretty safe bet. It's a pretty safe bet that the next big Star Wars trilogy is going to start with Taika Waititi. And it's going to go on, and if they really do go by that route, right? So if they do go by the same formula that they did for, you know, the sequel series as well as the anthology series, we'll probably get Rogue Squadron 25, the Taika Waititi film in 27, and then the Shireen Abid Kenoy. I'm reading this and I hope I didn't butcher that, which is written by Shireen Akbai Chenoy and written by Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson. And then we have another film that only has a director attached to it, which is Sean Levy. So it's likely we're going to get the first two in 25 and 27. Then 29 we'll get the Sean Levy project, and well, there you go right there. That's 25. That's 2025 to 2030 right there. Because I mean, it's possible, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there for that matter. This is a hypothetical, right? It's a hypothetical that excuse me. It's a hypothetical that Rogue Squadron is an anthology film. It's very likely that it is. So if it is in fact a anthology film, we're gonna get the Taika Waititi project in 2027, and then we get 2029 for the Shireen Abid project, and then the Sean Levy project 2031, which is by that point they will already have assessed it and given us at least another good set of movies to work with at that point. And besides, they still intend to make more, you know, they intend to make more and more Star Wars at this point. They're riding the wave, like, especially with the fact that they have animated series such as the Young Jedi Adventures, the live action series for the Skeleton Crew, the Acolyte, the Lando Calrissian series, and Ahsoka. So it's like we really got quite a lot to work with at this point. But let me know what you guys thought about this. If you guys feel like we're gonna get something different, let me know. And if you guys want to talk about Star Wars and all that good stuff, let me know something. So like I said, hit that like and subscribe jutsu for me. I want to see y'all in these comments. Peace.